It is almost Halloween! Do you already have your outfit and your makeup planned? If not, I am going to be showing you in today's video how I created this half skull, half glam look. Hi everyone and welcome to the Notoriously Morbid YouTube channel. My name is Orphea and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I created this half glam, half skull makeup look. And for this look I only used items that are currently available at Notoriously Morbid and easy to find. So I think that most of you will have these or will have similar shades that you could do this look with. I did not use any special effects makeup or any special products that you do not have standard in your home if you do makeup. So without further ado, let's get started. So for the makeup part of this video, we are going to start with a bare face. Scary, I know, right? This could be a Halloween video on its own. So for the makeup look, we're going to start with a bare face. I just cleaned my face, make sure there is no product on it. Then what you have to do is decide which side of your face you want to be the glam makeup and which side you want to be the skull makeup. I decided for my face, this side is going to be the glam and this side is going to be the skull. So for this side, we're going to do a eye makeup look the way I most of the time do them. So we are gonna start with a primer the way I usually do in most makeup looks. On top of that, you want to apply a neutral eyeshadow. This is So Goes My Nation by Notoriously Morbid. Then I want to fill in my eyebrows, so I'm going to be using an eyebrow brush and the brow Creme-ation in black. And we're also going to do the other eyebrow, although I don't have makeup on there yet. And then I want to set my eyebrows with a black eyeshadow just to set them a little bit better for the purpose of this look. And the product I am using is Bloody Awful Poet. Actually, it might be better to also prime the other eye, so I'm quickly going to do that. For the glam side of this makeup look, I'm going to be working with two of my favorite shades, Bones of Your Sins and 13 Black Rainbows. And that will be it for this side, as I will just be adding a winged eyeliner. But I apply Bones of Your Sins in the inner eye corner and then 13 Black Rainbows all over the lid and also on the lower lash line. And of course, we are going to be using shadow bind for this. If you haven't used shadow bind before or you don't know how to use it, there is a video on the channel explaining you how to use it. So after applying and blending out these shadows, I am going to be tight lining my eye with a kohl pencil. And now the most tedious part, applying eyeliner. To finish off this side, I'm also going to be curling my lashes with a lash curler, applying mascara, and I will also be adding a false eyelash, but I'm going to do this off camera. And next you want to just clean out any fallout that you might have on your face from the shimmer eyeshadows, so I will be right back with you. And this is the look with the eyelash. Because of the type of makeup that we are going to be doing on this side, we are just going to apply foundation and everything on our entire face. So I'm going to start with priming my face. The next step is applying foundation. I am using the Catrice foundation and I would recommend using a foundation that is fairly light, but I personally would not take a white foundation. Don't forget to drag it slightly down your neck. Of course, depending on the costume you will be wearing, you might be needing to cover your neck or not. I'm going to be wearing a simple t-shirt for this look, so I will be covering a part of my neck as well to have it blend. And then something a lot of people forget, but that I find essential, is also going over your ears, because right now my ears are a lot darker than the rest of my face. So what I do is I just simply tap a little bit foundation on my ears, just to have them lightened up a little bit, because otherwise you will immediately see that you have paler foundation. If you want or need to, you can also apply concealer. I am personally going to apply concealer around my eyes, and don't forget to take your lips with as well, because we will need them to be a pale base. Now we are going to set our foundation with a setting powder and really go over all of the areas that you put foundation on so it stays better. Again, for the normal side, we are going to contour our face regularly, but we are also slightly going to contour this side just for a reference point later on. So this side, just put a slight line. We are going to use that later. And then on this side, you can actually contour. So I do this, and then I go underneath my cheek line a little bit, and then also slightly on my temple, and then I just blend it out. And if you find your brush too white, just squeeze it a little bit. It is what I tend to do as well, just to get a more line on my face. And whatever I have left, I will slightly contour my nose, because it doesn't really need a lot. And because I think it will look a bit funny if I don't finish this side, I'm also going to slightly contour under my jawline and on my cheekbone. We are almost done with the glam side. The only thing that is left for me, except for the lips of course, is applying highlighter. And I like to apply my highlighter here on the height of my cheekbone and just slightly blend it out. Also on the tip of my nose and slightly going onto the bridge of my nose, and then also on the cupid's bow. And we will finish with the lips, so that is something that I'm going to be doing at the total end of this video. Now for the skeleton side, the fun side of this makeup, I want to do a glam skeleton. What does this mean is that I am going to accentuate the skull features here on the face. I'm also going to make the jawline a bit more harsh. I'm going to, of course, curve and hollow out the eye and have a part of the nose blacked out. So that is what we are going to do, and I am going to do this using only products that are normal makeup products, so eyeshadows, eyeliners, etc. I am going to be using only Notoriously Morbid products for this, so it is easy for you to also recreate this look at home. To carve out the features, you want to take a small makeup brush. The type of brush doesn't really matter too much, and I am going to be using a black eyeshadow. Just be sure you don't use too much at once. So you want to start by following the line we carved here, and you can actually, if you can feel that here, more or less, it stops. So here it becomes your teeth, and this is still your jawbone. So this is the shape that you want to follow. So what I like to do is just take this and go on my face and follow that line until where it goes. There. This will look weird at first. This is normal because we are going to start blending it later on. Now this is our reference line that we are going to be following later on. Next, I want to do my nose. Because this side is very soft and I just slightly contoured my nose, for this side I want to really carve it out. So I'm going to be taking more or less the center of my nose, just dragging a line down it. And then you want to connect it like this, making more or less a triangle, and then connecting those two. And I like to connect them around the tip of my nose. And if you like to, you can even connect it down. So I'm going to already fill this in, so you have an idea of what I just did. And if you want to make it bigger, just draw. So this is what this looks like. And honestly, I think for me personally, it will look better if I fill in my entire nose. So what you then want to do is just follow along your nose line. Might have to extend this a little bit and just go over the wing of your nose. I'm not sure what it's called. And just fill that in with black makeup. There we go. So that is this side of the nose filled in. Now you can probably see that this is still a little bit patchy. This is normal, it's because I just gently patted the makeup on it. Now for the eye, we are going to do the same thing. And because we want this side to be hollow and kind of evil looking, we are going to extend here slightly at the brow bone. And you can do this very easily, just following where your nose hits and just dragging that upward. And then you will get this fine line there, and you will just connect this to your eyebrow. And then this line you can just connect to it as well. And this will give you a more kind of mean, evil looking brow. Now this we are going to follow to your eye socket. Now how do you know where your eye socket is? For me it's very easy because I have dark circles. So if you feel here with your fingers, you will feel that the bone of your eye ends here. That's the line you want to follow. So this is what we are going to make black. I don't want the top part to be completely blacked out. I want it to fade slightly. So what I am going to do is I'm going to first take a bigger brush and then take a blending brush to blend that out. Now, if like me, you use a loose eyeshadow, then you will probably have a little bit of fallout. I just use a big fluffy brush to remove it, if possible, of course. But if you still have spots that you want removed, just use a little bit of concealer or foundation and tap over it and then apply the clear powder afterwards. Now this can of course add to the destroyed feel of your makeup look. Now that we have our blending brush, we are also going to start blending this edge. What you want to do is have this be the most opaque and then blend it down so it becomes less opaque. So how do you do this? You first take the product, you follow this line so that the majority of the product is on there, and then you will smooth it out using the brush. And as I mentioned earlier, I also want to add a bit of darkness here. So again, we're going to take some extra eyeshadow and start applying it here underneath the jawline. And you can see that this immediately sharpens my face a lot. Something that I personally also like to do is to drag more black even more downwards, and I use a big fluffy brush for this. Now you of course don't have to do this, it also depends on the costume you are wearing, but I am personally going to black out my neck for a big part. And yes, I still do this using the exact same eyeshadow. And if you want, you can also use this brush to go over here slightly. And because I still have some product left, you can also contour the temple. And how you can feel where you should contour is by slightly pressing. Here you feel bone, and here you feel kind of a dip. That is where you need the color to be. If you have a fringe like me, I don't feel it is too necessary to completely blend the entire edge of your hairline. But of course, if you have hair that is pulled back more, then feel free to just go over it, over the edges, and blend in the black as well. And this is personal preference, but I like to fill in my ear with a little bit of black as well, just so it doesn't stand out as much. But usually I will hide my ears on pictures. Now, we didn't fill in the nose earlier, so that is what I'm going to be doing right now. And I am making some shapes a bit bigger because I find it fits more with this style. I also want to make this black line a little bit blacker because we blended it out a lot, but I really want there to be a sharp line of black first and then blend it out into the other shades. And if you feel like you've overdone it, you can also always go back with a little bit of foundation, but I personally think it looks really good like this. So this is what the side now looks like. For my eye, I am going to be tight lining it with a kohl pencil and also applying mascara. Now the final part of this makeup is creating the mouth. Now depending what you like, you could do this side regular lipstick and this side skull, or you could do both sides skull. It all depends what you like. I am going to be doing this side with regular lipstick and this side with the skull. We are going to start with the skull since I find that the most difficult part. So again, you want to take a very small brush and gently make a line going outward. Now I am using my own teeth as reference for where I should start. And I'm just making a fine line in the center of my mouth. And this is the general shape that I'm following. So I'm looking where my teeth are and I'm using those as marks to create these small lines. And now you have something looking like this. I do want to blend the teeth a little bit more. So what you want to do is extend these lines and then again take your blending brush, and you will actually want to connect this part that we made earlier slightly to where you end your teeth, so that this makes kind of one whole, kind of. Then you want to take some black eyeshadow again, but be careful not to use too much. And what you will do is you just slightly go over the edges of the lines you just made, and you will connect those. So you go inward in kind of a V shape. Now, if this brush is too big, as I'm noticing for what I'm doing, go ahead and take a smaller brush. And really make sure that you don't apply too much at once. So next you want to take your fluffier brush that we used first, or if you're still using the same one, just clean it off a little bit and then just drag this makeup upward a little bit so it blends nicely. Feel free to go back in with the small makeup brush and redefine those teeth. For the part on the lips, you want to use an actual lipstick, a lip product. I am using Rune, and I'm just applying it with a small makeup brush. There we go. Now, I do not know a single person who has actual square teeth, so we're gonna round off the shapes a little bit on the inside. Now, depending on the look you want to create, you can use whatever lipstick you want, but I like black lipstick, so I'm going to apply Rune on this side as well. The final step that I still want to do is apply a little bit more white into those teeth, just in the center of them to make them more white and stand out a little more. And I'm also going to be using a little more black to just define the edges between the teeth and make them sharper. And that is it, you are done. Now I feel like I want to add a little bit more detail. You can of course just leave it as is, but I am just going to create a few more lines around the eye just to give it a little bit more depth. When you have completed your makeup look, it's time to accessorize. Now, depending what you want to wear, you can wear a cute dress with it, you could wear a suit with it. I personally have this really cute skeleton hoodie that I love to wear whenever I do skull makeup. It also has skull print on the hood, but then it messes up my hair, so that's not something I'm going to be doing today. And this is a simple way to create a pretty yet scary makeup look. Now, I have worn this look many times, and people when they first see this side, they're like, oh, you look like yourself at this party, until I turn around, which is personally why I love doing this makeup so much, because I can kind of scare people over and over again, because they don't immediately see the full on makeup if they just see the side of my face. Now, of course, if you want to, you can do a full face skeleton makeup. I would recommend, if you do a full face skeleton makeup, to use even paler or even white foundation if you can find it. For the purpose of this video, I just used the same foundation on both sides, but whenever I do actual skull makeup, I tend to do a whiter face than this. And also, I would of course drag along the black makeup along your entire face. But for the purpose of this video, I did this look half-half because it is probably what I will be wearing for Halloween this year. Should you still have any questions at all, feel free to ask them in the comment section below. All of the Notoriously Morbid products that I used will be in the description box of this video as well. All the Notoriously Morbid products that I used for this look are available on their website. So before I end this video, I want to wish you all a happy Halloween. I hope you do something fun on Halloween. We are personally going to be watching horror movies, scary movies, or maybe I'm going to be watching more Tim Burton movies, which is most likely what will happen. We are not having any parties or going trick-or-treating because in Belgium it is not allowed right now because of the Corona COVID situation going on worldwide. I think everyone is aware that it's not normal times, so please stay safe. If you do something with friends, do it safely. Don't forget to subscribe to the Notoriously Morbid YouTube channel. We make weekly videos about your favorite darkly inclined makeup brand. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!